All right, what's good, everyone? It's Jay back in the building, and today I just wanted to give a trade recap on one of the most difficult days to trade, I think, in quite a while. So today's price action was very choppy and lots of knives, lots of, boner green candles that'll fuck your puts, whatever. Because I mean, we did have so much upward movement, and I'll be the first to say that I was wrong. I thought we would continue squeezing upward, but obviously we didn't keep doing that today. It was it wasn't like quite the opposite. We didn't really just like straight dump, but it was definitely like more of a consolidation day that ended up kind of going sour at the end of the day, and that's kind of where my day almost went red. Because I did start the day with three very green trades that I was happy with, but other than that, yeah, I just wanted to give an update on the 4 hour chart real quick. So this is like giving my market outlook. And honestly, on the 4 hour chart, what I'm seeing is kind of like, an M harmonic pattern, whatever you want to call it. And that's including after hours, obviously. I know these fibs are like just like a complete mess, but honestly, I think we could come down and touch this 3-8 right here. And if we do put in a swing low, I didn't swing anything overnight. I do think we are going to get like some pullback. And I think that, we can come down and touch possibly in this range of 367 to 369, and obviously 370 would be the big pivot there to see if we're going to go test these lower ranges. And tomorrow, I think we will get that 370 test, and we'll have to see what happens. I do think we can get like a decent gap down overnight. So if you're holding puts overnight, congrats to you. But I had just had enough today. I couldn't do it. But yeah, so there's the updated breakout and just my thoughts on the 4 hour, obviously. So that's for swing trades. But yeah, today, man, I was in the gym and I obviously we opened up pretty low, but we opened up right on this trend line from the pre-market lows. We were trending upwards, and just seeing this big volume, it made me think we were gonna, like see some action at open. I just knew it was gonna be volatile versus yesterday's open where we got almost nothing and it was completely flat. But yeah, I actually did have some calls I swung overnight, and those opened up decently red. They were about like 9% red, but I added a few more like near open, and we got a nice pump out of it. So I sold those actually like right around here on this second candle, just because I was already bagged and I don't want to let the green trade go red. You know what I mean? So that's not mentioned in my trade log, but yeah, anyways, just wanted to go to the Twitter real quick. So, was discussing how we bounced off, and I was praying that we would get a test of the trend. But these aggressive selling candles is actually what made me enter puts right here. So when we broke this trend, I actually did enter and scaled into puts. My entry wasn't amazing, I'm not gonna lie. It was kind of mid. But we did get a red moon, and that was really nice. So it made me happy. But so yeah, my target was the pre-market lows, and obviously we did end up getting that. But and I stopped out like well right in here in this range. I didn't think we would go much down, and obviously posted gains right there. So it was around 50% on the trade, and I sold out just because. Uh, I would consider these long downside wicks bullish. That was why I got out of the trade. So right here, I thought, like people are loading for a reversal, people are buying the dip. So buying the dip right here, we're hitting the 373 support, like I mentioned like a few times. It's pretty big support. And then I actually did end up going long, and I alerted that on Twitter. So I said long some off the tweezer bottom mid candle. The alert was, a little bit delayed, but I got another green trade right here, and I sold some like near VWAP, whatever. So it was like right up here is where I sold for the first time, and then I just let the runners go. And so then my last sell was up in this range when I could tell we weren't gonna break through, and so it was right here actually, like in this red candle where I saw us like heading back downwards, and I knew like another view up test probably wouldn't bounce us up. And since we had broken that trend, like I can make it a little bit more clear if we go like this. this was the trend line I had originally on my phone. Like some of these on my laptop are a little bit different just because I do move around while I'm trading during the day. So I'm like out doing stuff or whatever, and I do like play some trades from my phone. But right here, we had technically broken trend. So I did not, I thought we were going to get some more downside. But they actually pulled off a little liquidity grab. So right here, I would call this a obviously a local high, and that local high was established, and they they bounced it off of VWAP, and they this grab right here, this is why breakout traders are the worst kinds of traders in my opinion. So right here they push it over for liquidity, people are buying in, blah blah blah, and then it gets knocked right back down. You could even go like right here and say that their liquidity was stolen. But yeah, anyways, let me get rid of that line. But we obviously got a huge knife, and it had a lot of volume behind it at the time, so not as much as we had during the reversal, but quite a bit of volume. Anyways, then I also grabbed some long again right here. I didn't alert this one on Twitter, but I alerted it in the group chat, I think. I wanted 380 today, but obviously that just did not happen. At 260, so these are my 376 calls that I bought in at 260, and that was right in this range, I think, on this candle. Just seeing that we were ready to reverse, from the trend line, we can go like right here, and obviously it was a little bit anticipatory on my end, but we had that breakthrough, and we got all the way up past VWAP actually. But I sold most of my position at VWAP, and well, I mean, so I didn't sell. I'm just trying to think. So no, it was actually like right up here in this range, like above VWAP, just because I was a little bit late on that sell, and I didn't have a limit sell placed because I was making breakfast actually. So yeah, and then my trailing stop hit when we fell back through VWAP, whatever. It was a green trade. I'm happy with that, but it wasn't awesome. And at that point, I was up, a pretty decent amount on the day, but yeah, so and then what I talked about on Twitter was, I thought we were gonna get a massive, massive rippy. It ended up being massive, massive dumpy, and that's fucking awful. But yeah, anyways, so I was out long for the time being, and I just kind of waited. I was just waiting, and what I was talking about when I said 11:45, 11:45, 15 minutes before power hour. I'm never gonna stop saying this is where the real move happens, in my opinion. Obviously, it didn't work out that well today just because we had chopped around so much already. But basically, we had this pennant breakdown. So I thought we were gonna break out right here. Obviously, that's a liquidity grab, whatever you want to call it, but it obviously didn't happen, so I didn't grab anything because we didn't get a nice candle close. It kind of got like smashed back down, and then we just melted, we melted down, and I didn't end up taking short right here just because of my bias at the time. I was kind of disappointed that I didn't take short, and I don't know if I talked about that on Twitter, but I know I was upset about that in the group chat, but I did not take short right there. But I did end up taking short right here on the trendline retest just because we had already broken out of the pennant flag, whatever you want to call it. And it's illustrated a little bit better right here. If you move the trend line, it's like, so you're getting like a retest pennant of the pennant breakdown. And so that's where I entered on these wicks right here. And I got a pretty decent trade out of that. It's right here in the 375 puts, but I was getting a little bit too ahead of myself when I was trading it. So I did end up getting the low of day, but I wanted more. I got greedy, and that's what happened. So I got stopped out at break even, but I did take some profit. So I'll count that as like half a green trade. It was pretty good, But then, yeah, I don't want to talk about it really, but this is how you get caught in the chop right here. Um, all this pump faking, no real trend break. I longed like right on this candle, like up here, which was just chasing. I was like, oh, yo, like we're gonna break the trend at the last minute of the day, but we ended up not doing that at all. And then I averaged down twice, and it ended up absolutely destroying my day. So I was up about 13 or 14% on the day, and I completely oversized the trade, and then I cut it like with like 1 minute left in the session just because I didn't want to risk like overnighting like a position that was clearly like just bleeding out into the end of the day. So I ended up cutting it for a pretty deep red trade, but Yeah, and I mean it sucks obviously, but you know it happens. It is what it is, and I think everyone still breaks their rules once in a while, but yeah, I mean today was it was a rough day for me, and I still came out like barely green, but like that was honestly should not have come out green just because of the way I broke my rules. But yeah, I mean, shit, dude. Other than that, I mean, today I was at the fucking grocery store and bro, I just saw like I don't even want to be like a fucking douchebag, but I saw like this fucking like, typical American ass mom and her kid, and I was just like, damn, bro, y'all niggas be fucking anything. That shit is crazy. Like, actually though. So, yeah, damn, bro. Fuck. I just can't believe I did that at the end of the day. It made my day so much worse, but just looking at how we're shitting also in future. So I'm glad I didn't swing anything, but yep. Hopefully tomorrow I don't get back. And Fridays are always historically red for me, so I'm not really feeling good about that either. But yeah, I know there's also some, chop indicators, so that would actually be kind of helpful. But using these trend lines like intraday on the 5 minute is really how you can like stay out of the chop and try not to get caught in the chop. I did get caught in the chop a few times, and obviously I got stopped out of a few trades that actually ran a lot higher. So like right here is where I got stopped out of the trade, like right in this candle, and it actually did run to like $4+ but I ended up selling at 360 something. So I mean that's not awful, but on choppy days like this, you have to keep your stops like tight, like take the 15-10% gain just because it doesn't look all flashy is it doesn't really matter, as long as you're green because today I obviously wanted to try to be flashy and get, big gains, but I didn't I got one, over 50% play and that was about it. So, the rest of the plays were okay, like they were good and I want to start alerting more plays on Twitter, obviously, and just like I hope you guys enjoy like when I do post my updates on the stock market and just seeing what I'm seeing like on a minute to minute basis, and I'll always be posting that on my main Twitter like at GigaJ, obviously, and yeah, I mean, fuck, dude, I'm ready for tomorrow. Let's get it.